the Foul-Mouthed Aussie, and you're listening to that wrestling podcast, and it fucking sucks!
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Money, it's Clyde, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
That's right, baby. Let's get it in there. Let's put it in the oven and bake it.
How you doing today, brother?
Pretty good, man. I mean, I went on a pirate ship voyage with some of my friends, and,
Oh, wow.
Doing all kinds of...
Went on a magic carpet ride and the whole nine in between the last show, huh, brother?
All kinds of tomfoolery and shenanigans, my friend.
Hey, sounds like fun, man. We got a lot to get into on today's show, though, brother, so I need you to refocus and get it all together for me, baby, if you can.
I got you, brother.
All right, yeah, because here we go. On segment one, we're going to talk about Matt Riddle teases ruining Brock Lesnar's cash-in. George St Pierre has evidently been approached by the WWE. Bill Goldberg to appear on SmackDown for the first time ever. Kofi returns to Ghana. On segment two, we got a lot of AEW talk today. Going to talk about TakeOver UK airing on the same day as AEW's All Out. Double or Nothing, the pay-per-view numbers have been revealed, and they will shock you. Let me tell you that, brother. Jericho and Paige is finally booked for to battle at All Out for the AEW Championship. Raven speaks on what separates AEW from other promotions. That's a lot of stuff to get into on segment two, brother. Segment three, we're going to play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with Clyde, with Jerry Negron and Clyde, buddy. Segment number 4 today, we're going to have on Mike Britt, brother. Talk a little bit of NXT TakeOver. Talk a little bit of Daniel Bryan says he wants to wrestle forever. What? And talk about how losing Dean Ambrose was that WWE's biggest mistake ever. So we got a full show today, brother. You ready to hop into all this?
My God, Jerry Negron, I'm ready to do it. We got a full basket today, brother.
Man, yeah, lots to hop into today, brother. We'll start right away with this, dude. Did you see that Matt Riddle teased on Twitter the other day that he's going to ruin Brock Lesnar's cash-in on Raw this week?
Yeah, I did see that. I think he likes to poke the bear, man. He seems like his personality seems the complete opposite of Brock Lesnar. There might be some real heat here with these two guys.
Yeah, who knows, brother? I just saw that, earlier this week, Paul Heyman did confirm that, of course, Lesnar is supposed to cash in this coming week. And I think that'll mark what Lesnar's first match that's not a pay-per-view match in over a decade. Did you know that, brother?
Yeah, I did see that. It's going to be a Brock party, man. He's showing a little personality these days, too, I've noticed. A little bit more than usual.
Yeah, my wife said the same thing, and I thought the same thing, too, man, when he came out with the boombox and played up to all the memes and everything from the week before. Yeah, well done. Why not, man? I think it kind of generated a little bit of interest. But here's what Matt Riddle tweeted, brother. He said, "I'll be there to ruin it, bro. See you Monday at Raw." And I wonder if he, like you said, if he's just poking the bear, or is there a chance that Riddle shows up, brother? What do you think?
I don't see him really showing up, man. I think he's just trying to kind of get himself over and push himself and kind of reach for the brass ring and just show that he's ready to play ball with the big guys, with Brock. I mean, I don't really see it happening, but who knows? I would mark out for it. That would be awesome, really.
Yeah, I think, and also, like, I was reading the response to that news going around Facebook, and a lot of people on Facebook, they seem pretty open to it, and it seemed like, that they would mark out as well, brother. So who knows, brother? Who knows what the WWE has up their sleeve, brother?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Matt Riddle, dude. I love his laid-back personality, and he's very skilled in the ring already for a guy who hasn't really been wrestling for a very long time.
Yeah, he certainly is, dude. And speaking of somebody whose skills I think would translate well to the ring also, did you see that George St Pierre recently revealed that he's been approached by WWE also?
Yeah, I have. That's a smart move for WWE. The guy's a legend in the MMA world. Be a smart move, man. He'd bring in new eyes to the product.
Yeah, he definitely do. He definitely would, dude. And talk about a guy. Even though he's in his early 40s, man, this guy could go, man. I think he would. You know, he's just always in such phenomenal condition, man. I think he would make a great asset to the WWE roster. But he revealed. Let me see here. It was to a French language television show called TVA Sports, and here's what he had to say to them about being approached by WWE. He said, "I had just retired, and it's a form of competition, but of course it's also scripted. So I don't know if I'd be willing to relive that. Perhaps for a special event, so I could taste it, but I don't know if I'd want to sign a contract and do it every week and make it a living. So maybe for a special appearance." So, you know, I guess evidently he's open to doing like a one-off or something. What do you think the overall reception would be from the WWE universe?
I believe the gentleman is from Canada. I hope I'm right about that. If they are going to do a one-off, I'm not sure if he's from Montreal or where he's from exactly. But if they're going to do a one-off, man, do it in his hometown, you know, put it on a nice pay-per-view and put him in there with maybe Brock or somebody, you know, like that. Make it a really, you know, big deal.
Yeah, why not, man? And yeah, I'd absolutely be open to it. I would be tuning in, brother, if I seen that. And speaking of a one-off and people tuning in, did you see that Goldberg is going to appear this Tuesday on SmackDown for the first time ever? Yeah,
get ready for some rating spikes, which is good news for WWE and, you know, folks like us that are fans. I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. That's going to be a cool moment in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, I think so too, brother. Late last Thursday evening, WWE.com announced that Goldberg will make his first ever appearance on SmackDown Live this Tuesday. Here's a quote from the article right here. 3 days before his highly anticipated matchup against The Undertaker at Super Showdown, WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg will journey to SmackDown Live for the first time ever this coming Tuesday. Yeah, brother. So I think it's going to be a pretty big event, and I'm just willing to bet. I bet ratings will get a slight bump from this. What do you think?
Oh yeah, Goldberg is a world renowned. You know, he is a real superstar, man. I guarantee it's going to help the ratings. I would almost bet the farm on it, brother.
Speaking of world-renowned superstars, brother, you're doing a great job with the segues today because you sent me right into this next clip here. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston returns to Ghana. Did you see that?
I have seen it almost every second of every day for the last few days. Of course, shout out to the Kofi Kingston Army. One of my guys on there, Clement, Mr. Clement, if he listens to this podcast, man, he's gotten pictures with Kofi. He's gotten all kinds of media, and yeah, I've really been keeping up on that, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Kofi he's a hero to these people, man. You know, he really is. It's a huge deal. He's like bigger than Hulk Hogan over there.
He is, man. Just traveling the world, was greeted to a hero's welcome at the airport when he arrived there. And speaking of giving shout-outs, I want to give one out to Alfred Quayle, also of the Kofi Kingston Club, for sharing some photos with us that we actually used in an article. And yeah, he was right there on the scene, man. And pretty much here is WWE Champion Kofi Kingston returned to his home country of Ghana today. This is the other day, rather. To a hero's welcome. Kingston was greeted by a mob of happy fans at the airport and a parade in the streets. The WWE champ plans to take time to meet with fans and sign autographs and do interviews while in Ghana. And do you know how much of his family is still in Ghana? Because I know he's from Ghana. Do you know if he still has a lot of relatives and stuff there? If so, I would assume he plans to spend a lot of time with them also.
You know, I'm not really sure about that, but for any of our listeners, the Kofi Kingston Club is one of our affiliate pages on Facebook. If you want to check it out, there's all kinds. There's an overload of really good stuff. There's even somebody got a hold of some really old pictures of Kofi when he was younger.
Yeah, that's really, what's cool about it
really
on there.
Good stuff.
Like you said, man, you see some stuff, and like there's people generally from Ghana and stuff that's huge Kofi fans, and they share some pictures and stories and things from Kofi's past that you can't find anywhere else. A really unique group, brother.
Yeah, the Kofi Kingston Club. We are international, like the House of Pancakes, but
that's right.
Ghana is our stronghold, and we really appreciate all the beautiful people over in Ghana.
Absolutely, brother. And speaking of being unique and international, man, we got to hop out and listen to some of these unique and sometimes international ads, brother. But we'll be right back with segment 2, brother. But yeah, thanks for joining us on segment 1, Clyde, and we will be right back to talk some AEW after this. Introducing the one and only Lock in a Sock. Don't be caught without Lock in a Sock when you need it. Lock in a Sock is fun for the whole family. Even Grandma loves Lock in a Sock. Don't be fooled by these cheap imitations. There is only one Lock in a Sock. For only 3 easy payments of $199.99, you can have your very own Lock in the Sock. But wait, there's more. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive free shipping. That's right, free shipping and processing. Just call 1-800-976-LOCK. Operators are standing by. Lock in a Sock. The following is a paid advertisement for Squirrel Treatment Centers of America. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad.
Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Scrotal Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive, laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client.
Welcome back. Segment number 2. What a show it's been so far. What a couple of ads it was. And now we're back here with Clyde for segment number 2 to talk a little AEW, brother. You ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go, brother. It's been a beautiful show so far, brother.
Beautiful show. What do you think about that new advertiser, new sponsor, brother? Lock in a Sock. You plan on picking one of those up?
Oh yeah, man, they're good. You can get them for your kids, the grandparents, even the animals could probably do something with them.
Everybody likes Lock in a Sock, brother. That's right. That's right. Yeah, man, let's talk about this. I want to hop in this AEW talk right here. Well, this is kind of some NXT/AEW talk, but I guess for the first time ever, NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff is going to run on the same day as AEW's All Out, brother, on August 31st. So for the first time ever, we're going to see some WWE programming and AEW programming on the same day. What do you think about that?
I'm looking forward to it, man. I plan on checking them both out, actually. That's interesting, man. Very intriguing, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch both shows, actually.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that they're going head-to-head on the same day, but I don't think it's going to overlap as far as the time slot goes, because the NXT UK show is slated to go on at like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I don't think the start time has been announced yet for All In, and if it has, it's probably, I'm going to guess, around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know?
Yeah, that does sound about right, brother.
Yeah, so they're not going to overlap, but it is going to be cool that they're on the same day. And I don't know if the WWE really releases numbers for their shows, but I kind of like to. I'm just curious to know the number of eyeballs that tune into each one. You know?
Yeah, I tell you what, man. That NXT UK, they got some heavy hitters and really skilled technicians on that show.
Yeah, they sure do, man. But speaking of like the number of eyeballs on each show, brother, did you see that the Double or Nothing pay-per-view numbers were revealed the other day?
No, how well did it do? I'm guessing it did very well.
Yeah, hot off the success of All In's 55,000 pay-per-view purchases, Double or Nothing appears to have nearly doubled up on buys as well, brother, with an estimated 98,000 purchases. Double or Nothing is poised to be crowned the highest-selling non-WWE or WCW pay-per-view in pro wrestling history.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to everybody that's a part of AEW. You know, we were fans when they were joking around saying it was just a t-shirt company. I was already a fan then.
Yeah, brother, exactly, dude. And the highest non-WCW or WWF selling pay-per-view was ECW had a pay-per-view that sold 99,000 sales, brother. But here's the thing, the Double or Nothing sold 98,000, but they think by the time they finish like the replay buys and everything, it's going to surpass that number. So I guess we're going to look at over 100,000 purchases by the time it's all said and done.
That's good news for wrestling fans all around the world and the wrestlers, especially within AEW.
Yeah, it definitely is, brother. And speaking of good news, we finally have the date for the Jericho and Adam Hangman Page championship match for the AEW championship. They're going to battle it all out. August 31st, brother. To crown the first ever AEW World Champion. You got any thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I'm Team Jericho, man. I'm pulling for Y2J. I've been watching this guy. I've seen him in Smoky Mountain Wrestling and ECW and all his various stops. So I got to go with Jericho, man. I consider him one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, so you think Jericho's going to win the match, brother? Yeah,
I really hope so.
I don't know how much you've seen Hangman Page go, But, man, this guy can really go. And if he ended up being the face of AEW, I really think he's a star in the making. But, I kind of think Jericho needs to go over here. And that's just because Jericho's older than the rest of the guys. So why not crown a legend like Jericho? I mean, who better to have than your first chance? He's literally a living legend. Why not crown this man, your company's first ever champion? Have that in your record books, Something like, well, Chris Jericho was our first ever champion. That's pretty respectable sounding. And then also, Jericho's a little older. Why not let these younger guys chase Jericho for a couple of years? Jericho will be ready to hang it up then. And then, these younger guys will look like stars for having finally went over against Jericho. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I've heard a lot of various promoters and different professional wrestlers on, different podcasts and things like that. A lot of times there's more money in the chase, and there's more entertainment value in the chase of the babyface chasing the heel for the title.
Yeah, I agree, brother. Why not let Paige and Omega and Cody and a few of these guys chase Jericho for a little while? And because he's already a solidified star anyway. Don't bury him off the top. Let him come out looking super strong like he really is, and then that'll rub off on these other guys, brother.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jericho like the kingpin of AEW. Maybe he has to get a couple guys to back him up, man.
Yeah, he does need some guys, brother. Yeah, who knows what they'll do there? I'm sure they'll have some stables and stuff eventually. I'm sure it'll get fun. After all, these guys came from the Bullet Club, so I'm sure we'll see some cool stables. Hey, brother.
I mean, they could play the role of having some of these ex-WWE guys join up,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Did you see that WrestleZone recently caught up with Raven and touched on a number of topics, including what Raven believes separates AEW from the pack? Did you see that?
No, what about Raven, brother?
Here's what he said. Raven's really a nice guy, easy-going guy to talk to, man. Anytime you listen to an interview with the guy, man, it comes off as just very polite, really intelligent guy, too, man. But here's what he had to say. Pretty much one word separates them. Youth. They're not relying on a bunch of, let me read just a quote here, and this is from WrestleZone.com. Youth. They're not relying on a bunch of guys that have been at the top for 20 years. Not that WWE is either. You have the younger guys that are going to be behind the scenes as well. They're going to be willing to listen. Let me rephrase that. The youth behind the scenes means new ideas, fresh ideas, young ideas. Obviously, they're going to have some veterans there for psychological reasons. It's going to have more favor. Here's what he says. I'm just quoting what he says. It's going to have a flavor that you're not going to have in a company that's run by guys that are much older who don't interact with pop culture as much. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, I love it, man. Quote the Raven, brother. You're right about him, man. He is super intelligent. I believe he's a member of Mensa and all that. And I think he's a little underrated sometimes, man. I value his opinion for sure.
I value his opinion, but do you think that youth is what separates, like by AEW allowing these young guys to pretty much run things behind the scenes? Do you think that is what it's going to separate, AEW from some of these other promotions?
It could, and it could hinder them in a way too. You get too many cooks in the kitchen, brother.
Yeah, that's true too, brother. And we don't want to be hindered, by the way, brother. We've got to actually pay some bills, hop out for some ads real quick, brother. But we're going to be back with segment 3 here in a minute. I think this is going to be real special, man. So let's hop out, pay these bills. We will be right back, hopefully with something cool in segment number 3. Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, if you got an itch and you giddy up, there ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream. The following is a paid advertisement for Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020.
As a local business owner for over 20 years, Dick Drizzle has helped to provide jobs and stabilize our economy. As a city councilman, his Clean Streets initiative have our streets cleaner than ever, and we now have our very own 5K marathon. His humble beginnings and modest lifestyle keeps him connected to the people that matter most. Dick Drizzle, his policies work for you. Vote Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020.
Welcome back! Segment number 3. What a show it's been so far. Now we're back with an extra special guest to play an extra special segment. How you doing today, Mike Britt?
Man, doing good, baby, doing good. Glad to be here. Glad to talk about a little wrestling.
We're glad to have you here, brother. We're going to try a little something different today. We're going to play everybody's favorite segment of the day. This is definitely my favorite segment of the day. It's called Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you guys ready?
Ready to go, bro.
Let's do it, man.
Audience, every day we ask Clyde and Mike Britt, in this case today, 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's hop into today's segment. We're going to go back and forth with you guys. Let's have like a little bit of a friendly competition, if you will. You guys ready?
Okay.
That sounds good. I think when me and Clyde together, we can make a whole brain, so it ought to be interesting.
That's
Yeah, it'll be a gentleman's duel. What's a gentleman's duel?
That's right. You guys both have your handlebar mustaches ready for this one. If you do, curl the ends of them real quick before we get started.
Yeah, I got my sharp, bro. I got the diaper Dan on there. I'm ready to go.
For Dan.
All right, since you claim to be so sharp, Clyde, here we go. I'm going to start with you, brother. Where is Kyle O'Reilly from, brother? Question number 1. Where's Kyle O'Reilly from?
Oh, Kyle O'Reilly. Let me see. I'm going to say he's from Maine. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me Maine.
Santa Maria.
Good try, though, brother. I respect your efforts there. He's actually from British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, good Lord. A little off there, wasn't I?
Hey, he was close enough. All right, Mike, you ready, brother? Question 1.
I'm ready, man.
All right, here we go, brother. Here we go. Which reality show did NXT star Matt Riddle appear on?
I'm going to say The Ultimate Fighter.
Mr. Producer Man, show me The Ultimate Fighter. Well done, Mike.
Nice
bro.
Nice work, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm a big fan of the original Broski, baby.
That's right, brother. That's right. Yeah, me too, man. I love the
Original
original
bro.
broski. All right, you ready, Clyde? I'm coming at you with question number 2, brother.
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go.
All right, your back's to the wall here, brother. I got to see something good here. Here we go. Tyler Breeze and Fandango, they was a tag team, right, called the Fashion Police, and when they had a series of vignettes, a mini series of vignettes. What was these vignettes called? What was the series called?
Let's see. The Fashion Police. That's my final answer, sir.
The Fashion Police. Final answer. Mr. Producer Man, show me the Fashion Police. Final answer. Oh, wrong, brother. It's actually the Fashion Files. The Fashion Files is correct.
So close.
Mike, are you ready for your second question?
Bring it on.
Here we go, brother. Here we go. All right. Which sport did Mojo Rawley play professionally before the WWE?
I'm going to say professional football.
Mr. Producer Man, show me professional football. All right, Mike, how's it feel, brother? You're on fire today, dude.
Well, number 1, to get in the same ring with Clyde in battle is just true honor. But to be taking the lead, sir, is just it's like better than my birthday.
Best, Clyde, how does it feel to be making Mike stay?
Oh, man, like he said, it's an honor and privilege, brother, stepping there with Mr. Mike Birdie. Consider my friend for a shoot, man. It's all good, brother.
All right, Clyde, you ready for question 3? I appreciate both you gentlemen being here and doing this segment. You ready for question 3, Clyde?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Here we go, brother. How many times did Stone Cold Steve Austin win the Intercontinental Championship?
Stone Cold Steve Austin Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to say twice. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2 times. Well done, Clyde.
About time.
Way to redeem yourself there, brother. All right, Mike, coming at you hot and fast with question number 3. You ready, brother?
Let's do it, baby.
All right, here we go, brother. How many times did The Rock win the Intercontinental Championship?
Whoa, let's see. The Rock, it's going to be a total guess, but I'm going to say lucky number 7, baby. 7 times.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 7 times. Oh, good try, though, Mike. I respect your efforts today. 2 for 3, brother. He actually won it 2 times also. Him and Stone Cold, both 2-time Intercontinental Championship holders.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he didn't wait too long before he went up and won the big one, baby.
Yeah, I learned all this stuff today on this segment, just so you guys know. Like, all this stuff, I just learned it all today for the first time. So both of you guys are way ahead of me there. Yeah, good one on the mojo, Mike. I noticed that you got that one right. The two teams he actually played for was the Packers and the Cardinals in the NFL, brother, before he moved on to greener pastures, for him at least, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Clyde, on that note, I want to thank you for joining us today, Clyde. We're going to go ahead and wrap this segment up, and we're going to be right back with segment number 4 to talk a little bit of NXT with Mike Britt. But, Clyde, do you have any closing thoughts before we hop out today, brother?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on here. It's always an honor and a privilege to be on here with such a gentleman. And congratulations to Mr. Mike Britt. He won the question battle there, and that's about it. Everybody have a blessed day.
All right, Clyde, thanks for joining us today, brother, and we will be right back with Mike to wrap the show up. The following is a paid advertisement. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad.
Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. Hey, this is the champ, Cocky Balboa. Come on down and see us at Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage. We got everything. We got something to put a little lead in your pencil and something to put a little fire in the oven. We got children's toys, baby clothes, Easter baskets, lawn furniture, tools. You tell them, honk.
We got broken guitars, we got working guitars. We got illegal animals and fake IDs, baby.
That's right, baby. You come on down and see us. That's the Cocky Balboa and the Honky Tonk Boys House of Salvage, baby, at the corner of 4th and Cedar in Brooklyn.
Welcome back. Segment number 4. Back to wrap it up with Mike Britt. What's up, brother?
Oh, man, ready to do it, man. Having a good day, and as always, ready to talk about a little wrestling and everything that's going in the world of wrestling.
Man, me too. I'm always ready to talk some wrestling with you, brother. Get the Gulf Coast perspective from none other than wrestling's biggest mark on the Gulf Coast, Mike Britt, brother.
That's right, baby. That's right.
So did you have a chance to take in TakeOver, baby?
I did, man. I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really, really good. Really good.
Yeah, I think the really from the just out of the gate, the whole thing was good, man. Let's touch on that Matt Riddle match, just to start. Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
The original bro, baby. The original bro. I like this guy, man. But before I actually seen him wrestle, I watched the documentary that WWE put out about him, and I've just now been watching NXT for last 3 or 4 months. So I've seen this documentary about him, man, and just the different stages in his life and his ultimate fighting and things like that. So it got me intrigued. And so the last takeover I'd seen, or a few takeovers ago, he had a big fight. I like him, dude. I like his swagger. I like that he's just cool and mellow. I like that. But more than that, man, when he gets in the ring, man, I love the intensity that he has, because to me, it reminds me of a lot. It almost reminds me of the intensity that Kurt Angle had. It's such a realism there, man. It's very intense, man. And I love his ground and pound game and everything. So I'm a huge fan. I think that was a really good match. I really enjoyed that match.
Yeah, I did too, Mike. And I love to argue with with the co-hosts on the show here, brother. But I can't argue with you about that. I agree. Matt Riddle is awesome, man. And I took in that documentary also, and wasn't it something just kind of watching this guy's journey to where he is today? And sometimes we don't really get to see the behind the scenes aspect of that. We just see them in the ring. They pop up on NXT or on WWE, and we just assume these guys have been stars their whole lives or have had a silver spoon in their mouth. But really, a lot of these guys have had to work really hard to get to where they are. Matt Riddle included, brother. So it was really cool seeing that aspect of the guy's life, and it really makes you pull for him, also.
Yeah, it really does, man. It really does. It did the same thing when I watched the one on Roman Reigns a few years ago too, man, because he really seems like a genuinely good guy and a good father. So I like them documentaries, man. They're really good. It does give you an insight. on the wrestlers and stuff.
Yeah, it certainly does. But like you said, in the ring, though, man, Riddle can definitely go, dude. I mean, this guy has almost like a primal ferociousness to him. Like, he just feels so, like, the ground and pound game, like you said, looks so real. It almost looks like a shoot fight when the guy's out there, having his matches. And that's what I think that, fans are kind of clamoring for, is just more of this strong style type wrestling that's really sweeping the world,
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. I love the intro to that match, man, how he was shooting and Strong was going into the ropes and things like that. That was really good, man. He's very intense, man, and I love it. I really enjoy watching him wrestle. I've enjoyed every match I've seen him in, so I think he's going to be a huge superstar in the future, most definitely.
Yeah, speaking of a superstar, do you think the WWE has a superstar on their hands in Shayna Baszler?
I most definitely do. That girl, and that's another one, because to me, she is like the Mike Tyson of the women's division. I mean, they would like to crown Ronda Rousey as that when they had her, and I'm a fan of Ronda. I really do. I think she did good work with the limited amount of time she had in WWE. But man, she is like a Tyson. She is believable, and I find it hard to believe anybody knocking her off the throne anytime soon, man. I'm a fan of her too and her work. She's really intense in the ring. I enjoy watching her.
Yeah, she has such an edginess, and almost like you said, like a believable violent look and a believable violent style, and just like we was touching on with Riddle, brother. Here's like another one just out of that kind of mode, the actual shoot fighting mode, and totally believable champion. And there's nobody on the NXT women's roster, and this is no offense to any of the women on there right now, that could actually believably dethrone Baszler, brother.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. And I kind of like that about some of the MMA people coming over to WWE, because it does add that intensity and that. I like the guys doing flips and the acrobatics and the choreograph, and because I love everything wrestling. I think putting in a pot of gumbo, it's all good, But I like that competitiveness, when it seems really intense and. I think at times we've been missing that. So I like what these guys and girls have to offer when they come in with that intensity and that realism. So yeah, good stuff, man. That was a really good match too.
I like it too, brother, because like you said, it almost adds another element of realness, and it kind of touches a chord inside you, with your emotions, and it kind of gets you even more engaged and more invested in what's going on.
Absolutely, and they got a huge competitive nature about them, because they're so it's really good stuff, man. That was a really good match.
Yeah, and another really good match I want to talk about with you, brother, was the Velveteen Dream defeated Tyler Breeze, though, and what was a pretty cool match, man. A lot of back and forth, and talk about a couple of phenomenal athletes, man. Did you get a chance to take that one in?
I did. I really enjoyed that. Velveteen Dream, man. He's hard not to like, man. What a character. I just he's like a combination of Prince and Hendrix, and I just love his whole. His whole character and the way he does his flamboyant style, kind of like an old Gorgeous George back in the 50s, but I love it, man, and I love the way he plays tribute to all the 80s wrestlers and 90s wrestlers that come before him, and yeah, that was a great match. That was a really great match. His cockiness, and I enjoyed that one too. That was really good, and Tyler Breeze, it was a good match, man. He did a phenomenal job also. So that was really good.
Yeah, I don't see, hopefully at least the WWE don't botch this with the Velveteen Dream, man, because he's so young, and this guy could have like a 20-year run as a megastar for them, and be one of the faces of the entire WWE, man. So that's how much confidence I have in this guy. I really love his charisma. His ring work is A+, and also, like you said, he pays homage to the people that came before him. He's a true student of the game, and he has a lot of respect for these legends. And so, who better would you want to, at some point carry the torch for a company, man? I really like Velveteen. This match was phenomenal. Tyler Breeze, he showed a lot of heart in this one, but I just didn't see any way that they was going to let Tyler go over against Velveteen in this match. So I kind of just knew the finish before it started. Other than that, though, phenomenal match, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew Tyler wasn't going to pull this one off, but yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of not knowing who's going to pull the match off, brother, I want to talk about this one with you. And I know we haven't touched on that tag team match, but before we do, briefly, I want to touch on this one. I really want to dive into this one with you. Did you have a chance to take in the Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole championship match?
I did, and that was a great match, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you really loved the way it ended, because I know you're a big Adam Cole fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge Adam Cole fan, but you know what? I'm almost as big of Johnny Gargano fan, man. Those are two of my top 5 current wrestlers, I would say, right now, brother. But yeah, I love Adam Cole, man. Not complaining at all to see Adam Cole, baby, go over. I just wonder one thing before you finish with your comments on this. I had seen some rumors that Gargano had injured his knee leading up to this match, actually, and I wonder if that played into the decision to, let Cole walk away with the winner in this one.
Wow, did he injured himself during the match? Is what you heard?
No, I just seen some rumors leading up to this match, like in the last week or so, that Gargano was a little banged up leading into this match already, previously banged up. So I just wonder if that affected, what they decided to do with the outcome. That's all.
Well, there's a very good chance. If he had a really bad injury, it's a very good chance. They might have let him carry the belt a little bit longer before Adam Cole won it. But yeah, that could have played a big thing if he couldn't compete anymore, or he needed some kind of surgery down the road or what have you. So yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I love seeing Adam Cole, baby, go over though, brother. And did you like all the back and forth in this match? And every time I watch Johnny Gargano match and Adam Cole for that part too, I always see something that I just had never seen before, brother.
Yeah, man, they're like Macho Man and Steamboat, man. They just got a great chemistry together, man. They work really well in the ring, and it was a great match. I love the back and forth and everything. And both of these guys are really over, man. But it seemed to me that Adam Cole was over more, man. The crowd just seemed like there was a little bit more behind him. It's what I took from it anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. I really do.
Totally agree, brother. I think, regardless of whether or not they decided to change the strap because Gargano was banged up, Cole is definitely the most over wrestler in all of NXT at this moment. Why not have him be the face of the company, especially with AEW breathing down your neck, and especially also knowing the fact that Adam Cole is really close with these guys from his days in Bullet Club and NJPW. Why not show your appreciation for him right now? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a very smart move, and I'm going to say that's probably a Triple H move right there, which is really smart. And I think you hit it in a nutshell right there. Why not? Because the guy is really over, and give the fans what they want, man. I mean, he's a great character, man. I love everything about it, his whole clique and everything. So it's good stuff, man. I'm really enjoying NXT, and I'm a big fan of Raw and a big fan of SmackDown. I'm going to tell you, man, I'm really enjoying watching NXT. I think it's one of their better product right now.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And really, ultimately, and I've seen a lot of comments about this on Facebook too. Maybe we could touch on this. What is the better show? Is going to be NXT or AEW? Because there's a segment of fans out there, and I hate to say this, I still watch WWE every week, and I still plan to. But there's a segment of fans that almost seem like they're like writing off WWE and like already moving to this argument. Which one are you going to watch, AEW or NXT, or are these the only products worth debating about even?
Right. It almost feels like you got to choose a side, and that's the way some people. That's one way some people kind of view it, but they have to choose a side. But I'm just a fan of professional wrestling, man. Even growing up as a kid, I mean, I grew up watching Mid-South, and then the NWA, then UWF, then AWA, Vern Gagne's promotion, into WCW, the WWF. I mean, anything wrestling was on TV, man, I couldn't get enough of. And that kid, it still lives within me. So I like it all, man. I'll even watch it when I'm not happy with it sometimes, because I just love wrestling, man. So that's where I stand on it. But yeah, I see that. And that's gonna. Them two pay-per-views are actually gonna air the same day. Is that right?
Yeah, the NXT, I guess we'll get our first chance to kind of see what it's like head-to-head, although they won't be at the same time. They will be airing at the same day. The NXT UK Cardiff TakeOver will be airing at 3 p.m. on August 31st, and then All In, AEW's follow-up pay-per-view to the Double or Nothing here will be airing August 31st also, but probably in the evening, brother. I would assume 7 or 8 p.m. on that one, so they might not even overlap any.
Well, I tell you what, I viewed the last episode of the UK NXT, and man, that is some really phenomenal wrestling. It really is. So it's a win-win. Fans out there, I suggest watch both of them.
I do too.
Treat yourself.
Right, and that's what I've said all along too, man. Even more than any of these promotions, AEW, NXT, WWE, Ring of Honor, Impact, and go down the list. More than a fan of any of those single promotions, I'm a fan of these wrestlers and the talents. You know what I mean, brother? And where the talents go, my eyeballs will go. And right now, all these products have talents that I enjoy watching.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if something happens where we have like a Monday Night War or something like that, or talent starts coming back and forth, you want to know who these guys are anyway when they come over to whatever you're watching. You want to be familiar with them anyway, So Watch it all, baby.
Watch it all, baby. And I think that's a good way to sum the show up for today, Mike, brother, right there. Watch it all, folks out there. And Mike, thank you so much for taking some time to join us today, brother. I know you've had a long week, brother, and but you still chiseling away, making a little bit of time in the schedule for us is always appreciated, brother. And do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap today's show up?
Let me just tell you, man, this is it's always fun being on the show. I love it. I love being a part of the team. I love being a part of that wrestling podcast, and I really enjoyed the segment today with Clyde, going toe to toe with Clyde, the wrestling encyclopedia he is. So I appreciate you having me, man, and it's been the highlight of my day, Dave. Yeah, I love you guys, and we all one big family.
Absolutely, Mike. Love you too, brother. Love having you on the team, brother. And Jerry Negron, I know we wasn't able to hook up today. He's actually cooking out. He's over eating some steaks or something, brother. So he's having a lot of fun this evening. But we wasn't able to hook up with you tonight, brother. That's okay. We'll catch you next week, Negron. And all you folks out there listening, check us out at thatwrestlingpodcast.com. Always updated 24/7 with the freshest, most craziest wrestling content on the web. And if you like us, put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
And you can't teach that.
This summer, one family.
Dad, this place is kind of creepy.
Son, get some rest. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Is about to see that things ain't always what they seem.
The legend is true. Can't believe it.
For thousands of years, they've been dormant, and now they must eat. Darnell Jackson and Haley Joel Osment star in this summer's blockbuster hit that you won't want to miss.
Okay, my keys. Where's my keys? Oh no! Oh no! Oh God!
Clowns in a House.